Hey, this is Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanisms in the Fox in the Forest Duet. Now, I love tug-of-war games, and this is a tug-of-war game in which you are tugging a piece that starts in the middle of this board back and forth as you try to collect tokens from these spaces. But the key difference in this game that differentiates it from other tug-of-war games is that it's cooperative. And so rather than me simply trying to tug this token over here and get pieces of mine or pieces of someone else's, we are working together, two players are working together to collect all of these pieces together using a simple trick-taking approach. Basically, the lead player plays a card and the next player plays a card of the same suit or another suit if they don't have this suit. And you add together, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you add together these little paw prints, and whoever won the trick moves the token that many spaces towards them and hopefully collects a token from this mat. I'm describing this because I really like this core idea of the game, that it is a cooperative tug-of-war game. There's so many tug-of-war games that are competitive, and I love them for being competitive, but every once in a while, I just want to cooperate with someone else. And this is a really nice way to do that, using that cooperative tug-of-war mechanism. And I'm describing this mechanism, the general core mechanism of the game to show you how it's done, because I was very curious myself. How are they going to make this meaningful in a cooperative way through very basic mechanisms? So I really like that. There are two other things that I want to mention related to this. One is that the tension in the game comes from being able to collect all these tokens over the course of 3 rounds and avoiding going off the board. So you can see this path is finite. You can't go off this path. And so if the token is here and I win a trick, that's really bad, because most likely when I win that trick, there are going to be some paw prints on the cards that were used to win the trick, and we're going to move, or any of the cards. You add all the cards together. I want to make sure that's clear. And then we would move off the path. And if we do that, we inch closer to losing. There are a few tokens that represent how close you are to losing. There are these path tokens that come and cover up this path a little bit whenever you go off the path. And so I like that tension there, that not only do you have the tension of trying to collect all the tokens over 3 rounds, but you have the tension of avoiding going off the path. I think that's really clever. The other thing that I think is really neat is the ability to win the game early. So the game sets itself up to be a 3-round game where you're populating the board with the tiles, these tokens, and then at the end of each round, you reset some tokens whenever you see a plus space on this mat. You put some more tokens out here, and you have 3 rounds to collect them all. However, and it's impossible to win in the first round. You can't do that. They've set it up that way. However, it definitely is possible to win in the second round based on how well you did in the first round and the number of tokens. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tokens come out in the next round. So it's definitely easy over 11 turns. Each round is 11 turns. It's definitely possible to collect all those tokens in the second round. And it feels really good to try to do that, to get really close or to possibly finish it off and win the game early. So I've talked about games that have different endgame conditions, including instant win conditions, oftentimes in competitive games like Seven Wonders Duel, where you have an instant military victory that you have to watch out for or you can go after. But I really like in a cooperative game that you can have a set amount of time, but you can actually win early. And being able to pursue that and being able to occasionally achieve that, I think feels really good. So I really like that element of Fox in the Forest Duet. Very clever. In fact, this is a model of game that I would like to see in other ways. Cooperative 2-player games, or cooperative tug-of-war games in general, and competitive mechanisms that are rarely seen in cooperative games that are kind of exemplified through a game like Fox and the Forest Duet. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And if you can think of any other games that have a cooperative element and tug-of-war, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Or if there's anything else that you like about this game or similar games, I'd love to hear about that as well. Thanks.